And we're live. How the fuck is everybody this fine Friday morning? I am doing excellent. I got good sleep last night. I'm going to get a good workout in the day. We're going to talk today about how Disney is absolutely insane. Pretty much anything you want. We'll just keep going on the live stream. I also wanted to talk to everybody about my daily vitamin / supplement regimentation for how I maintain my weight. Suggestions for weight loss. I was going to do full Q&A today. So I hope everybody's ready to have a good day. I don't know if those of you that know or care or anything like that, but beautiful day for freedom yesterday, I wanted to also add. And Elon Musk has taken over Twitter, fired the main person that was banning people and suppressing people. I've already seen some very positive interaction on there. I do want to say I would like for people to follow me. If you're on here, I would like for you to follow me on Twitter. That's at the MFing COO, and it's like right here. Oh, excuse me, I didn't flip it. It's right here. And here is where you can get No Morbidity for a little bit. We're still in stock for right now. You can get my book "Fuck Being Fat." It comes with a month of the app, or you can get a consult from Crystal and myself. I'm going to start taking some supplements. As a matter of fact. So I normally start my day, before we get going, I normally start my day with a half of an ember. I am going to do a half an ember and a little bit of weakened coffee today, just because I wanted something warm. That was my vitamin D3, 5,000 IUs right at the bat, first thing in the morning. And then I'm going to get the rest of us ready while we're going. But follow me on Twitter, because now that we're allowed to say whatever fucking comes to our mind, I'm going to say whatever fucking comes to my mind. So this is being broadcast live on Twitter. You can follow me there and watch all of my lives on there. Also, as I broadcast to there, and I also this is on Rumble and all sorts of stuff. It's time to change some stuff up, I think. I am starting today a new regimen. I am taking Nutrient Driver, which does have berberine in it. And I have been taking this 3 times a day, but I'm also adding, because berberine is an ingredient in product 2, I'm adding 2 of the other very strong ingredients, but I'm not going to talk about yet because we're still in processing. But I am going to get those ready for myself. I'm just not going to show you what they are. But I'm going to take these 3 times a day, and yep, just 1 tablet of that. And we're also going to talk about just a few other topics too. But we're going to start today off talking about Disney and basically how they want your children fat. Like, the fucked up thing is, and here's what I'm finding fucked up about Disney, is that how many is these? 1 also. Okay. The fucked up thing that I'm finding about Disney is that they really don't care about these social issues. Like, anybody that, ow, stop. Oh, get your seat ready, but don't do that. I'm also going to take an Immortal this morning too. Boom. Okay. And I'm opening up a new fresh pack of this. This is what an Immortal pack looks like. This is from MTS Nutrition. This is amazing because if you want to take a look, I don't know if you guys can see, but on this side, it's all the normal multivitamin stuff. Then there's a probiotic blend. Then there's a green blend. Then there is a liver detoxification joint elixir. Then there is a cardiovascular support that has garlic powder, red yeast rice, coenzyme Q10, celery seed extract, resveratrol. And then there's some salmon oil for your EPA and DHA. So it's like kind of an all-encompassing vitamin supplement. So I'm taking a half of an ember, as you can see, boom, and I'll be getting 2 berberine out. And I'll be taking the 2 berberine this morning also. So that's my morning regimen, and then we'll go over the rest here shortly. But I want to say hi to everybody, and then we're going to talk about how Disney wants your children fat, stupid, and fucking disabled. Because it's just the truth. Disney lost the plot a long time ago, Cobra. I agree. Cookies, how are you, Janet? What's going on? Blackcroft 666 LP. Wait, that's real. Yes, that is a real Disney princess now. One of visceral obesity that can defy the laws of physics because they apparently are a ballerina, and that's fine. You know, I mean, it's a Disney character. Disney does all sorts of stuff too. It's fiction. I get that, but when we're trying to like get it, like we're trying to have like you want representation. It's so fucked up. These people are so fucking just completely weak. Anyway, Numero Uno, thank you for the follow on Twitter. I appreciate it. It's going to be an interesting time. It's going to be an interesting time on Twitter. It's an interesting thing because my biggest problem with Twitter and like YouTube and all these social medias is, so who decides what's misinformation? Like, I think it's misinformation to have a fucking Disney princess that's fat as fuck as a child. I mean, that child's been abused. I mean, I know people don't like to view it that way, but if you have gluttoned a child into morbid obesity, especially visceral obesity, to the point where it looks like they have a huge beer belly, they're round, guess what? You are hurting that child. That you are setting that child up for cognitive dysfunction, lower brain matter, type 2 diabetes, early type 2 diabetes. If you have type 2 diabetes before the age of 18, you're in big fucking trouble. Like, I mean, big trouble. So it's not. Let's see. Disney wants obedience shills. I completely agree. Angela, how are you doing? That Lindsay with an A. Yay, Twitter. Disney has always been about fat characters. Even Goofy had a podge. That's right. Weird. YouTube didn't notify me, but Facebook did. Crazy. By the way, hello. What's up, Big Spoon Bear? How the fuck you doing? Sweet pickles make you happy. Haven't seen you in a little bit. What's going on? I also didn't get a YouTube notification. I think they might be mad at me. I don't know. Do any of the supplements you take cause stomach upset, especially on an early empty stomach? Not for me. I'm not going to say for you or other people, but for me, no. But I have a pretty iron stomach, though. I will say that. But I do take a lot of supplements nowadays just to make sure I watch out for my health to a great degree. I mean, I'm sitting here taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pills, 13 capsules, and a half of a tablet. So I am going to get my water out, though, for it instead of coffee. And then I'm going to tell you about what I take later. I'm not a big powders person. I only take a few things that are in powders. A little behind on water, too, but I just got up a little bit ago. All right. Disney wasn't subtle enough. Weren't they? No, it's very not subtle, that's for sure. I mix Ritual AM and Mental Jewels powder together with some vitamin water. Delicious. That's a good idea. I know. Hey. No, where are you going? You can come on up. Here's your chair. There we go. The fluff goes everywhere. Kitty wants some attention. She does. That Lindsay Renee, how's that baby? No, yeah, Lindsay, how's the baby? Just took my Immortal. Outstanding. Alan, do you end up taking another half of the Ember later on in the day, or do you base that feeling? I base it on energy, but I'll probably take it today because I want to get a good workout in. But I normally take it like right before my workout. If I do take the other half later. So hit the like button. Yes, do hit the like button. Your girl's going to the gym. Get going. Outstanding. Simple Middleton. I forgot about Immortal. Buying one later today. Outstanding. Share the live, guys. Please do. Please and thank you. Do. Growing up in ballet, my oldest son also was a ballet and 2 ballet companies. This makes me angry. Like this poor, like the ballet girl's toes is just fucking crazy. Morning. How are you? And they are a disgrace. I agree. Does it upset your stomach? No, we already asked that, I think. Okay, so we're gonna take a look here. James Dragon, what's up? Rebecca, how are you? Brian, what's up, motherfucker? Rebecca, fat cat. She is a very fat cat. Miss Izzy, Elizabeth Fahey. That sucks. I hope he gets to feeling better. Fat Bounties, of course, can't wait to see the lifts. No shit. It's just it's fucking crazy. I mean, it really is. It's fucking crazy. Let me pull it up here. We're gonna do this on Twitter. Disney. Heroin. It's called a heroin. Like fucking ridiculous. It's so fucking silly. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, like I'm not against. Oops. Here we go. Boom. So reflects about Disney introduces plus size heroin, a new short about body positivity. So it's literally about body positivity, which is just fucking ridiculous. But this is the character. Look at this. That is ill health. If that is the character, like that is ill health. Like I don't understand. Like I mean, you know, so people are so arrogant in today's society. People are so fucking weak and so fucking arrogant that you don't need to be shown an example to aspire to. People need to be shown representation. Like I can't be represented. You know why? Because I want to be extraordinary. Like my ideal for myself, intellectually and morally and physically, in comparison to other people of my age and stuff like that, I want to be fucking exceptional. I don't want to be represented as a norm because I don't want to be normal. I want to be exceptional. But I mean, I don't understand what happened to exceptionalism. To wanting very much to be more than. What I do, this is a funny one. Would I debate Fetterman? What happened to him is abuse. I mean, he's clearly cognitively fucked up. But I mean, I love how people on the left are all of a sudden saying we need representation of people with cognitive issues and stroke victims and disabilities in our government. We already have a fucking president that can't fucking put 3 sentences together. Like, I mean, we don't need to make this the norm. It needs to be the exception. But yes, I would. If it's something about something I know, I would debate anybody on public health policy and how we handled COVID and fucking destroy them. And I mean, fucking destroy them. I was right. Other people were wrong. You know, period. But yeah, so back to this. I mean, this is not positivity. This is not. This is very much not positivity. Disney reveals plus size heroin in film about body dysmorphia. Here's the thing. If you personally, if you have this body, not you, but if your child has this body dysmorphia would be in fact them thinking that they're healthy. The only body dysmorphia going on with this is saying that the fucking child is healthy. Even Ben Shapiro went public about being wrong about the beer flu shot. Who told him? Like, who? But my question is, who paid Ben Shapiro? How is somebody that smart? How did somebody that smart who was exposed to all of the data and all the people saying look out for it? How is he so stupid to even push people to take it? Call people dopes if they didn't take it. Like I'm not buying it. Somebody paid off Ben Shapiro. So I understand that he's saying he apologizes for it now, like now that there's actual backlash, and preemptively all of a sudden right before Twitter becomes free speech again. But I like Daily Wire, and I think Ben is a very smart man in many, many, many regards. I don't know if any of you watched, but Mark Lobliner was Mark Loveliner. I say that as if like you guys don't know his last name if you watch my channel. But Mark was on the Eliza Schaefer show yesterday, and Mark pretty much called out Ben Shapiro and said he wants to know who paid him. And I agree. Who paid Ben Shapiro? Because I give Ben Shapiro way more intellectual credit for being intelligent enough not to realize that a rushed to market experimental gene therapy, done in a fraction of a time to, supposedly treat something that is less deadly to healthy people under the age of 65 than the flu, from a historically corrupt industry that then has no possibility of liability, that has liability protection, is not a smart move. I give him more credit for fucking not realizing that. I think something's fucked up someplace. So nothing against the man, but I am saying it's something that's extremely disingenuous, and I'm not buying it. I have a hard time believing there wasn't money exchanged or he purposely was intellectually dishonest. So I like Daily Wire. I like some of the rest of their stuff. I don't agree with everything anybody says anyway. I can watch people on both sides for the most part talk about shit when it's based in reality. But about that shit, I think he was massively disingenuous, and something's fucking wonky there. Something's fucking weird. I mean, I give him credit for not being that fucking stupid, to be honest, But back to this. I mean, this is fucking the only body dysmorphia going on here. Is that she thinks that we're trying to pretend that this child is healthy. This is an abused child. This is an abused, an abused fictitious child. Because of growing body positivity movement, death cult, the growing death cult that is in denial of health, thanks to artists like Lizzo, who, by the way, when the pendulum swings back, Lizzo is going to go on a weight loss journey, I predict, and blame white men in media for her being fat. Disney will include its first ever plus size heroine in short films. So, I mean, we can watch. Everybody's like, Lizzo dances for hours. Dances. I mean, I'm sorry, but like she's very visibly physically encumbered. It's time to enter reality. I mean, what the fuck? So, growing body positivity movement. You mean growing diabetes movement? Growing death cult that is fat acceptance. I warned people. I warned all you motherfuckers. I absolutely did. Excuse me. I mean, look, this is unhealthy. This is an unhealthy representation of a cartoon. So, and Disney, once again, Disney is not the woke ass company that people fucking believe they are. I mean, they just try to interject themselves into woke politics because they think that that's where the money's at. If they were so into this line of thought, they wouldn't actually fucking alter their content for Saudi Arabia and China and shit like that. But they do. There is a Disneyland in China. I mean, there is not wokeness in China. Wokeness is illegal in China, but yet they do business with them. They have no moral background. No moral backbone. It's just money. It's just money. That's all. This is sadness. This is sadness. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, they've had fat women in there before, and then the problem is, oh, well, fat people have been seen as evil. Well, you do fucking burden society in a very fucking selfish fashion. So, I mean, reality fucking exists. Anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to move on to a different topic. We're going to move on to daily supplementation and answering your questions. But I did want to, we'll get some comments here. Whoops. I remember Ben saying it should be people's choice, but maybe I missed something. He did say it should be people's choice, but he called people stupid for not taking it. And So he's basically saying like, you're stupid if you don't take it, but he pushed for it, and he wasn't for mandates. That's a whole different story. If people stood for people that stood for mandates of the jibby jab, they're just straight up evil, and frankly, they are un-American because mandates themselves are un-American. Like the government does not have the right to tell you what to put in your body. The government doesn't have the right to tell you what to do with your body. That's my biggest stance for all that shit. You know, it made a massive number of people be incredibly hypocritical because all the my body, my choice people were the most people saying you don't have a choice about this vaccine. And then all of a sudden the Supreme Court makes a decision and we're back to my body, my choice. Fucking hypocrites, but Ben, I just refuse. Like, even if he was just like saying, hey, I think it's a good idea, that's a dangerous thing because the jibby jab's not a good idea. Getting healthy, good idea. But I'm sorry, like a rush to market therapy in a tenth of the time it normally takes. Not only that, it's for a first of its kind ever type of therapy, it being mRNA. To in any way put your faith in it and trust in it, especially when you can look at the data and realize that the cold that it was to combat was not nearly dangerous enough to even fucking pretty much do anything besides what we normally did about. Like, that's the thing. The vid was never dangerous enough to actually put a state of emergency in. Like, it was a flu season, where the flu all of a sudden magically disappeared the first year. Fucking ridiculous, I mean, it's just fucking what it is. So, but I get what you're saying. Like he said it was people's choice, but that's because that's on brand. However, anybody that still pushed for it, that said it's a positive thing, that was not looking at the data and was looking at the absence of data too. Like a company that's not going to release the safety and testing data, you are literally just taking the words of corrupt people that have just recently started doing this. Like, whose word was he taking for it? When there's so many people out there so many, like, the evidence was plain. I want to know who paid him. I give him more intellectual credit than what it would entail him not him thinking it was safe. I give him more intellectual credit than that. I think Ben is smart, but Elijah called him out from the beginning, and I love Elijah for not following the crowd. He's my hero for standing up. We're gonna be doing some shit with Elijah moving forward. So Elijah's good people. It's a massive death cult. It is. It looks like they gave GRU a biological daughter. Ooh, GRU. What the fuck? Even Kanye said the media is promoting obesity. First thing I've ever agreed with him about. I absolutely. They're clearly promoting it. They're clearly promoting it, and people are like, "Oh, well, why do you? It's just because of this. It's just because of that." They don't give a fuck. They're promoting obesity because it's unhealthy, and they want you to be unhealthy. Think about like people. Wake the fuck up. Like, the corporations control all the advertising. The largest corporations control all the advertising. The politicians, for the most part, and the fucking bureaucrats and the fucking media is owned by advertising, by ad revenue dollars, by donation money and ad revenue dollars, by lobbying money and ad revenue dollars. That's Pfizer, that's pharma, the healthcare industry is $4.1 trillion a year in revenue for people. We pay $4.1 trillion of our money in some way, whether it be either taxes or private pay. We pay $4.1 trillion on healthcare. There's absolutely no incentive at fucking all for any fucking healthcare company, any pharmaceutical company, or any food company to keep you healthy. None. There is absolutely not. Because these food companies also get supported by pharma. Unilever owns both pharma and food. JP Morgan owns pharma and food and the shit you put on your body. Both these companies. There's like a few major corporations that own a vast majority of these companies. So everybody's like, well, they're competition. They're not. If they keep growing the market share of unhealthiness via They're shitty ass food like products that have all sorts of crazy shit in them, and then they both have companies that somehow work in conjunction to create treatments, not cures, treatments. The market share grows. The more unhealthy people they have, the better it is for all of them. It's logic. And everybody's like, "Oh, it's conspiracy theories." Why are we so unhealthy? People, it's close to $3 trillion a year that is spent on lifestyle-driven chronic illness by the American people in some way, either taxes and or private pay for healthcare. 3.1 or about $3 trillion a year. 4.1 total, close to 3 trillion probably by this time, is spent on avoidable lifestyle-driven chronic illness. Do you hear anybody from the media, anybody from the government trying to tell you to get fucking healthy, besides a very few people who are then also demonized? You know, it's the fucking facts. I mean, then you got companies like, oh, because of body positivity, fuck your body positivity, get fucking healthy for yourself, for your family, and so you're not a leverage point for societal control. And oh yeah, because we have shared healthcare costs and shared fucking burden. Fuck this shit. First Disney heroine to be defeated by a flight of stairs. I might steal that shit. That's it. That Lindsay Renee, he absolutely did, and the country benefited from the Daily Wire's lawsuit against the private employer mandate, but I was shocked that he defended the efficacy of the shot for so long. He literally just came out again the other day to say he was wrong. Fuck, I mean, you couldn't make that decision fucking 9 months ago with the first Pfizer drop of data, so he's not reading the data. Ben Shapiro is not a data guy. Now all of a sudden, I refuse to believe it. And he's not the Daily Wire. There's nothing to say he had anything to do with that lawsuit. This reminds me of a video I saw on Fat TikTok on a obese woman trying to pole dance. Well, I mean, and that's activity. I mean, it's tough, you know. Love your lives, dude. Thank you very much, King Locks 24. Appreciate you, motherfucker. I don't get body dysmorphia. I know it's a real issue, but why can't people see themselves for what they are and change for the better? Exactly. Bet you won't see a single black Star Trooper in Disneyland China, though. Probably not. The only color Disney cares about is green. I completely agree with that. There is no way a lot of the time why is nuanced enough that they would take hours to explain. There's no why for what. I don't know. Anyway. That is an unrealistic representation. No dancer is that obese. I agree. People like Lizzo are obese and try to dance. I agree with that too. I agree with that. People are using the body dysmorphia without a label. I also agree with that a lot. Like I have some depression. There's no why to that. It's just something I have to account for so I can function. Yes, but it's your responsibility to account for it and function normally in society without burdening us. It is. Carl, what's happening? I don't have some depression. I have clinical depression. I don't know what's up with a voice text. I don't know. Let's see. Married with Children wouldn't get past the first episode was made now. Probably not. Mm-hmm. Exactly. If you're pro-choice, you need to be pro-choice all the way. I mean, I'm a big believer in consistency of my moral stances. Like, like this guy that the parade murderer, like they call him the parade driver because he's black apparently, and you can't call him anything bad in media because even though he murdered a bunch of people on purpose, they just gave him life in prison. That's unjust. To me, that's unjust. That's not justice. So the parents of the children this guy killed have to know that his healthcare, food, the roof over his head, and his entertainment they have to pay for it through their tax dollars in a portion. Fuck that. Fuck that. The problem with the death penalty is we don't use it enough. That's the problem with it. That is the absolute problem with it. I just leave the opinion to improve. I just leave the opinion to improve open to them indefinitely. I don't know what you're getting. I don't know what you're getting. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down here. Let's see. I do get you. Mental health is so stigmatized. I think it's also wrong to throw it around like an integral part of you, or it's cool. TikTok and social media are perfect examples. It should be better treated. I believe it should be better treated too. But people, I mean, I got a news flash for you. Life goes on. Like, people look for disability. People look for a way to be weak. I mean, weakness has become a virtue instead of strength is a virtue. You know, strong men make good times make weak men. We are at the weak men portion. Weak men make bad times. We are at that portion in this. You know, and because there's very, very weak people right now. These people are all weak. If I can fucking destroy your entire day by calling you fat, you are a weak, pathetic, poor excuse for a fucking human being. If I say, hey, you're fat, we need to do something about this, let's get this shit, and you're like, okay, I'm ready, let's do it. You're strong. Get strong. Get strong and fix yourself. Get strong and help and accept help in getting and fixing yourself. Get strong. But if somebody's words hurt you, if the whole concept of like, they called me my dead name by misgendering me. Shut the fuck up, you weak ass piece of fucking shit. I mean, what the fuck? You may not identify as a woman anymore, but you sure are a pussy if that fucking hurts you. That's for fucking sure. Dallin, how the fuck you been? I think Americans have too much time on their hands. I agree with that. They really don't, though, because then they claim they can't go. They claim they can't cook their own food. They can't do this. They have it's like everything has become so fucking so convenient for them. Like, they don't have to go grocery shopping. They have shit delivered. They don't have to cook food. They just buy the food they buy is fucking pre-made. They can order out. Like, they can order. They don't even need to go to restaurants anymore. They can just DoorDash shit. You know what I mean? And then like they do all this so they can sit on TikTok and complain about how they're marginalized. I mean, fucking ridiculous shit. Are being denied a normal way of life any way you slice it. I don't know who you're talking about, Denise. I'm looking for the first half of what you just said. I can't look at. I can't find it. Someone in jail will probably get him. Not enough. And that actually shouldn't happen anyway. Jail shouldn't be so intermingled that there is things like fucking jailhouse rape or there's shit like that. These people should be very seriously fucking regimented. We shouldn't just let them be animals in jail. We caged them because they were animals. We should rehabilitate them. If jail is really to work the way it's supposed to work, it should be rehabilitation. Because once we release somebody from jail, they should be a full citizen. If they've paid their debt to society, if we have deemed them safe enough to be in the general population, if we allow them to drive a vehicle as this man, I mean, think about it. This man didn't shoot people. This man didn't do anything like that. This man fucking drove over people through a parade. It's not, I mean, if we deem them safe enough to be interacting in society, then they should be rehabilitated. If we haven't rehabilitated them, why are we letting them into the population? You know, I mean, they should be reinstated as full people. We can't disenfranchise them from society after they've paid their debt. If they've paid their debt, we can't disenfranchise them. The problem is how the system does not work that way. The system should. A lot of people should. We've got a problem with pedophilia, and this video is probably going to get taken down on fucking YouTube now. But we've got a problem with people having, people buying and selling children that we know about. It's open. Like it's an open thing that's just not discussed because the media has pushed it down and won't even talk about it. And social media has hidden it from the public for a long time. But a huge portion of Hollywood and politicians have been to an island run by a guy that did not off himself. And, for the express purposes of them buying children to do horrible things with. And this list is being kept secret. Like the dude's assistant is in jail, has the list, and the list is sealed because for the public. For why? Release the fucking lists. Hold these people accountable. Arrest motherfuckers. She's in jail for selling children. Why are the people that bought the children not in jail? And fuck the jail thing. If we applied the death penalty to violent rapists and pedophiles, people would control the urges. I really believe that. A lot more people would. No, I mean, I get you, the stigmatization of mental illness, but it's your job to deal with it. It's not society's, it's your job. It's unfortunate it's your problem, but it's your job to deal with it. It just is. So, suddenly everybody wants a press clout. Yeah, it's fucking weird. Nobody oppresses me. People have tried to fucking bury me for the last fucking 3 years. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. It depends on the type of depression. SSRIs don't actually stop depression because depression is not serotonin based, according to new data. I have a lot of issues, but I don't throw them around. Exactly. And by the way, you identify as a slacker. Maybe you should not identify as a slacker. So, yes, where's my body by choice? Exactly. States with capital punishment have less felony crime. Exactly, of course, because people are fucking terrified. DITA 5-4, that's outstanding. If mental health problems are so stigmatized, then how come so many people pretend to have them? Right? People want to have them. It's because it's like identity now. It's fucking crazy. Society has become so easy, everything is done for them. We need to create hard. Yes, exactly. People need to work their fucking asses off. People need to create hard times. This is true. I work in a hospital that has behavioral health. The amount of children under 18 has been high lately. I don't know what happens past me, but I did have at least 6 mini or admits one yesterday. That's fucking horrible. Horrible. I don't know. Here we go. Let's see. Ironically, the concept of rehabilitation was displayed in the 1960s Batman show. Why we have not done this already? I don't know. We don't like prisons aren't set up to rehabilitate. Prisons are set up to fucking animal yards. It's fucking crazy. I agree with that. 100%. So I'm scrolling down to the bottom here. Cola and then death by hanging. I don't even think it needs to be anything that takes a while. Like somebody walk up, make it as quick as possible. It doesn't need to be any big thing, because it doesn't need to be. It needs to be very abrupt, done. Doesn't need to be painful. Doesn't need to be anything else. With this person's life is void because they have. See, I don't understand. Like, there's no need to then all of a sudden reduce morality to torture them. Let's just remove them from society. Like, let's remove them from society and have it be done. That way, we're not tainting the people that are having to do these horrible things to these people. You know what I mean? Like, we're just removing them from society. We're removing, like, it's trying to end the evil. Who's not a healthy person? I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about. Can you explain what's so bad about showing an obese dancer do exercises on Disney? Surely this is positive. She is a heroine that is done for body positivity. They're trying to say that nothing is wrong with this. That's the problem. That is the absolute problem. It's 100% the absolute problem. I will explain to you in that saying that this person is in any way healthy, this child is in any way healthy, is an open-faced societal lie that can convince parents and children that being obese as a child does not have deathly, horrible ramifications for the person and societal burden. Is that plain enough for you? I'm sorry to hear that your husband isn't healthy. Can you explain how it's not? Can you explain to me how it is not? How showing a child that is as round as they are tall is not in some way, first of all, the picture of a child that has been gluttonously abused, has been allowed to reach a state of morbid obesity that no child should get to due to their health. It sets an unrealistic standard. I mean, if they want to represent, if we want representation for fat people in media and stuff like that, if we actually want representation, it should be very realistic. If it's not a matter of idealization, if it's not a matter of fantasy, if it's a matter of representation, then we should represent what it actually is. That child would barely be able to fucking move. It certainly wouldn't be able to stand on its fucking toes like that. And if it does, there would be massive amounts of pain. We should show that child 5-10 years later when they're having to take insulin injections for their type 2 diabetes, because having a child that has a belly that big does mean that there's a lot of visceral fat. It does mean that the child is absolutely metabolically unhealthy. 100%. That's the thing. It's either we want it to be fantasy and we're good with it, or this whole thing from Disney was done to represent marginalized people. First of all, fat people are not marginalized. Fat people have hurt themselves, period. Secondly, if we want it to be a representation, if we want true representation, we should show what being fat actually represents. And that's not it. There, I explained it to you. We can't then make a bigger and better towards a dream of ballerina getting healthy along the way. Why can't they make her bigger and then work toward? Yeah, if that would be the case, that'd be great. But it's not going to be. It's going to be accept me for how I look, no matter what. It's not about how you look. It's the fact that this child's been abused and societal burden. I agree. Life in solitary confinement and supermax is extreme torture. I don't understand how being for it makes people feel more moral than supporting the death penalty. I just don't get it. Like, I mean, let's end this. Not to mention that the fucking burden to the fucking families of the victims, they know that they're paying for it, all sorts of shit. It's fucking crazy. I do want to thank you, Alan. Your words have been an important part of my last 5-year adventure of being a tub of goo into turning myself into a bar of iron. I've still got work to do. Dallin, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. The cartoon girl could never progress to an adult career. It's pure fantasy. What dance partner would lift her above her head? Exactly. And I mean, it's just unhealthy. It's unhealthy for the child. Overfeeding, this is child abuse. If I was fat for my age group, it wasn't nearly as bad when I was a kid, and I had to learn to eat correctly as an adult. There you go. You're very welcome. Thank you. I don't care how many excuses you have for the horrible things you do. There's nothing more powerful than the things you do and how it tells us how horrible of a person you are. I don't know. Fat people aren't marginalized. They just eat too much. Yep, 100%.
Targeted individuals could be set up. Yep. But people that like we have on video, fucking mowing down innocent people in a parade, should be done. I understand what you're saying, but it is what it is. I'd honestly prefer that, and then people and stop child trafficking, than it not. For real. Well, if the majority of people are fat, it does make sense to have more fat characters on TV. It's sad. It makes sense, but it also makes sense to show them in reality. If TV is supposed to be a representation, if it is supposed to be if the whole argument is to be represented as the population to be more realistic, then show these people on daily medications hand and fist. Show these people literally struggling to get upstairs. Show these people in reality then. We are either going to accept the fact that Hollywood is fantasy and have what would be considered attractive people. Because I'm sorry, people just don't find obesity attractive. This whole fucking ridiculousness, they don't find obesity attractive. I'm telling you, if we want it to be representative of reality, if that's the argument, then show fat people for the reality of it is. If not, stop. Rehabilitation is a pipe dream for many offenders. I agree. So why bother? It's alarming how many companies are catering to this insanity. They are scared of being canceled, I guess. They're trying to make money. I don't think people believe how bad trafficking is in this country. It's horrible. It is something that is not talked about because very rich, powerful people are doing it. You really helped change my lifestyle and eating habits with your absolutely free content. Can't thank you enough. You're very welcome, and thank you very much. That's what we try to do here in this motherfucker. We don't need representation of average. What we need is people to see to be inspired. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Yes. Anyway, all right. So, guys, we're gonna do some daily supplement questions. Like I said earlier, I took my Immortal. That's 1 time a day. I took my Nutrient Driver, which has berberine in it, and that's why I took it, because it has berberine in it. I'll take that 3 times a day, along with 2 other ingredients that are in product 2, and those are for blood sugar regulation, insulin sensitivity, and glycemic control. Now, what I've noticed taking them individually is that they work very, very, they work pretty well, but I'm taking them together to test out basically how product 2 would completely work. So hopefully product 2 in about a month or so. At some point in time will take my creatine, and I'll probably put creatine in, my Creapure in with Nectar Superfoods. This is an organ support supplement that has incredibly good ingredients. I will be taking No Morbidity probably about 4 o'clock today. Now I'm thinking about it. Golden for inflammation. This is turmeric. This is the #1 turmeric supplement in the fucking world, if you ask me. There's my Ember. I did just get over a cold, so I am taking my Viral Defense Immunosupport from Vita. And then tonight, I will probably take Ritual PM to help me get some sleep. But this shit, I'm just letting you know, I have fucking crazy ass, very vivid, not nightmares, but I have very vivid fucking dreams on this shit. And that is pretty much my daily supplement regimen. Besides, I'll have some Planta protein powder later, or some MTS protein powder later that I mix with actual whey that we got from making yogurt. So like last night, I had a double scoop of the peanut butter and banana protein powder for about 100. That was about 200 calories, and another 100 calories of whey, actual liquid whey that I mixed it with instead of water. So I had somewhere around 300 calories, 60 grams of protein, plus the anorectic effects of whey, along with the very a nice treat flavor of the very large. It turned into a very large bowl of protein powder, basically, of protein pudding. And the active ingredient in this is called Afron. It's called Afron, and you can look it up. It's I forget which company it's made by, but it's AFFRON. So What's your preferred protein powder? I either go with Planta protein powder or MTS Whey. The MTS Whey fruity cereal one has fucking been awesome. Do I take a pre or probiotic? There is a probiotic blend in Immortal that I take. Besides that, I don't. I might start on a fiber supplement depending on how my hunger gets, because I'm thinking with on product 2 in Ember and No Morbidity, my hunger is going to be extremely, extremely, extremely low. And my hunger gets very, 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 very low, when I pretty much have to remind myself to eat, I try to focus basically on protein, healthy fats, and I still want to get fiber in. So I'll probably take a fiber supplement. I'll probably take Metamucil a couple times a day, probably, to make sure my innards are going good. It means you're hitting REM sleep. Dreams are a good indicator of dream sleep. That's very fucking good. I take No Morbidity at 3 p.m. because I'm up at midnight and I'm at the gym at 1 a.m. Good for you. Good for you. Melatonin gives me insane dreams. I agree. I already talked about my preferred protein powder. I actually like the Slacker moniker. I'm the furthest thing from lazy. Anyone who knows me in life, I'm literally stating my own business right now. Okay, good for you. Child obesity is child abuse. I completely agree. It should be seen that way. And I have tons of videos that people get very fucking upset with me about. But it is. If your child is morbidly obese and you are not doing everything you can to help them escape the prison that you're helping build for them of morbid obesity, you are in fact abusing them. So I got some Ember and I love this stuff. Should it be cycled? How long can you take it before taking a break? I normally just finish out the bottle, and then it's normally a week before I get more in, like that, before they send me more when I run out, and then that's all I break from it. So, have you heard of or tried Nutrition Revolution brands? Amazing flavors and types of protein. Nope, haven't heard of them. And I mean, but to be honest, I mean, I'm always very, very, very clear. I am business partners with Mark and Sean and Mike Rashid from Ambrosia and MTS Nutrition. So I don't see a need to fucking take anything else. I really don't, How would No Morbidity work with a stimulant medication like I take for ADHD? Vyvanse is for ADHD and binge eating disorder. Vyvanse is not really for binge eating disorder. Vyvanse is just a very serious stimulant that they found sometimes helps people with binge eating disorder. Be careful, because I've had people throw blood clots and all sorts of shit with Vyvanse. So, like clients, but it should work fine. It's a non-stimulant, non-thermogenic based appetite suppressant. So it should, you should barely have any hunger. So, despite the wild dreams, do you at least consider the sleep you're getting restful? Fucking massively restful. I mean, it knocks me the fuck out. I stay sleeping really hard. And for somebody that doesn't sleep well, that's a big thing for me. That's really, really, really big thing for me. You can get all of these things, by the way, at tigerfitness.com or at ambrosiacollective.com. Here's the link for that. You can also get our book, Fuck Being Fat, or you can get a 30-minute consultation. We are going to be running a special on our coaching here, probably starting in a couple weeks for Black Friday and everything like that. I just got to say that we're pretty much going to push people more towards getting a consultation first, so we can see if we're the right fit. We're trying to be fairly selective about who we coach. We really want to help as many people as possible. And we want to make it sure it's fucking the right fit. I've been tracking my No Morbidity order. Should be here by next week. That's outstanding. Great. Oh, I know, I'm scared. I've taken Vyvanse for a few years now, and it absolutely demolishes my appetite. I normally have to remind myself to eat. To be clear, Alan, there's nothing you've said that I disagree with. Okay, I'm good. I wasn't worried. Can No Morbidity be taken with more than one time a day? I don't understand why people would, just to be honest. I just take it once a day, the full dose, three capsules. Those are the clinically shown human tested doses. I don't necessarily recommend that you do it. I mean, I just don't understand. I got to run. See you next time. I used to have very vivid dreams regularly, but for the past 6 months, my sleep has suffered and I rarely dream at all. Maybe give Ritual a try instead of melatonin and stuff like that. Maybe give it a try. I would suggest, And anyway, besides that, what else we got going on, folks? Because we only got a couple more minutes. I'll probably go live at some point in time tomorrow. I'm probably going to do some quick short videos today. Let's see. What do I recommend for anxiety? Meditation, a good stress hygiene. I mean, 30 minutes a day dedicated to just stress relief. Being proactive about the stressful things in your life. I do suggest very, very, very good hydration. You probably do really well with that, Raphael, already. But very good hydration. It's been shown that that dehydration does, in fact, increase stress levels. So focus on your stress levels, your sleep. Stay away from ultra-processed foods. Ultra-processed foods can cause higher cortisol through inflammation, which can lead to increased stress also. So what is this about? I'm not going to do it. You're going to have to go back and watch the whole thing. We've been talking for an hour. I'm not going to do a recap. So no offense. But that's what I would suggest for anxiety, man. It's just like, attack it head on, but also try to make sure you have plenty of time in your day for rest, relaxation, that sort of thing. If everyone stays safe, outstanding. Random question. Have you ever done a reaction to Super Skinny? I have not, but Crystal and I will be talking about it. Thank you. Really appreciate that. You answer my question like this. You're one of the few authentic people online. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I try hard. I really do. Sorry I'm late. I will eat. Okay. I hope you eat. I hope you enjoy what you eat. Anyway, guys, get plenty of daylight. Yeah, get vitamin D too. Get plenty of daylight, vitamin D. Get exercise. But Raphael, I'm pretty sure does that already. If you have a panic attack, if you have panic attacks like I do, try grounding techniques. Lemon can help too. So that's good. That's good. We'll watch later. Thank you very much. One of the things that is a reality of this world is how you treat yourself is going to affect how people perceive you. Of course it is. How much omega-3 do you take daily? I really don't worry about my omegas because I eat a lot. I eat a lot of protein and healthy fats. I eat a lot of beef, so I don't worry about it that much. And I also take Immortal, and there's a EPA and DHA in there. So if you don't take care of your health, no one will. Exactly. And morning, just got off work. I hope you have a great day. I hope everybody has a great day. I am going to be signing off, folks. Get your No Morbidity for the holiday season, or buy the book. That way, it gives you the app for a month, or just get a consultation. It also gives you an app for a month, and then we can talk about coaching if you're looking for coaching. So, hope everybody has a great day. God damn.